guys, it's Kim George here, back with another two-part series on how to create a simple coloring book that you can upload to the Amazon KDP platform for passive profits. Now, the tools that I'm going to be using in this tutorial are going to be, first off, Create a Fabrica. That's where we're going to go to get our images from. We're also going to be using Canva Pro to actually design the cover, and that's what we're going to be doing in this part of the two-part series. We're going to be designing our cover for our coloring book, and then we're going to be using BookOwl to calculate the sizes of our coloring book as well. Now, something that I want to, a quick question that I kind of want to answer real quick, that I see that it's kind of getting people confused, because I have several tutorials on how to create just a regular journal, and then also there's a tutorial on how to create a journal for Amazon KDP. However, for Amazon KDP, you have to combine both together, the front and the back cover. And so this is an example of that, of a KDP platform created cover. As you can see here, this is the front side of the cover, and then this is the back, and that's what we're going to be doing in this video today. So let's go ahead and get started. So first things first is I'm going to head on over to Create a Fabrica. Okay, and here at Create a Fabrica, this is where we're going to go to look for some graphics that we can add to the front of our coloring book. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a gnome based coloring book. I think they're kind of cute little characters, and so this is what I'm going to be using in my coloring book's design. So as you can see here, I just went in and I typed in gnome clip art into Create a Fabrica, and then once I do that, it's going to bring up all of these different little cute gnome designs. Now, I've already selected the graphics or the clip art that I'm going to be using, and we're going to be using the Bee Gnome clip art right here. Okay, these are super cute. And one thing I can say, guys, is the reason that we're going to do this way is because I found that even though Create a Fabrica does have coloring pages that you can just download and easily add to a coloring book, in my opinion, in order to keep your account safe on the Amazon KDP platform, and to make sure that you're not using some of the same images that everybody else is using, it's better to just use separate and individual clip arts and PNG files for your coloring books. Okay, so again, I've already downloaded the clip art, and so now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to bookowl.com, and we're going to go ahead and click on the KDP cover size calculator, because again, like I said, when you're doing books for KDP, you have to have both the front and the back cover on your design, okay, for your design. So our book size is going to be an 8.5, and then the height is going to be 11. So the width is 8.5, it's going to be 11. That is typically the standard size for a coloring book. The page count that we're going to do is going to be about 60 pages. I think it's 40 pages actually. This is going to be a small coloring book, but what I will tell you guys, that if you want, or the standard size, or not really the standard size, but a good page number to have for your coloring books is 80 pages and above. You can get away with like 70 pages, but most of the coloring books that I see on Amazon that are selling and things like that usually have 80 pages and above. Okay, so we have our width size, we have our height, and we have our page count. So what we're going to do is click Calculate Cover Size. As you can see here, this is giving us the full width for the cover and the height for the cover. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over into Canva. We're going to click Create a Design. We're going to make sure that our design is in inches. Please make sure that it's in inches and not pixels, because if you have it in pixels, it's going to throw everything off. And then we're going to go back over to BookOwl, and we're going to copy the 17.34, which you see I've already done here, but I'm just going to run you through it. And then we're going to do the 11.25. Okay. All right, because our book is only going to have the 40 pages. So we're going to paste the 11.25 here in the height, and then we're going to click Create a Design. Okay, so this is the actual front cover of the book, and this is the back of our book. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and give this design a name, and I'm just going to do Gnome Coloring Book. We'll do for adults. We'll say for seniors. I haven't looked this up. I haven't researched it. I'm just kind of going off the cuff in this tutorial, okay? And then I'm going to do 8.5 by 11. And that is one thing that I do want to say. When you're doing coloring books for Amazon KDP, because there's so much competition out there, guys, you definitely want to make sure that you try to niche down, you know, and to find a target market that is underserved that you can specifically create a coloring book for. Now, I could have done a gnome coloring book for kids. I could have done one for just toddlers, but that's not specific enough. So I'm deciding to do a gnome coloring book for seniors. Okay, that is a more targeted demographic. Now we're going to start creating the cover and the back cover for this book. So what I'm going to do is, I think that I'm going to add just some cute little characters here in a bit, but I'm trying to think about a color that I want to add. Let's see what we can do here. Maybe I can add this cute little blue color for the front of the book, okay? Because I can imagine like a sky and some other little flowers on the ground and things like that. So I'm going to add the color blue here for now. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is, again, I've already created a folder in Canva and uploaded my pictures that I'm going to be using for this book in Canva. So here's the folder, and these are the designs, okay? These are the graphics. So I think I'm going to use this little guy here, okay? And this is going to be a simple coloring book. This is not going to be anything overly complicated. It's going to be real simple, okay? So I'm going to use him, and then I think I'm going to use this little guy here. This is a beekeeper, so keeping in line with the bee theme. All right, so I'm going to use these two little guys right here, okay? All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a square at the bottom, because I kind of want to emulate some grass right here. So I'm going to go to lines and shapes. I'm going to click on this square, and I'm going to add this here. And you can always tell when you're hitting the edge of the book, because it's going to show you that line. You see, that lets you know that this is the back side right here. So you want to make sure that everything on the front cover stays over past this line, or does not go beyond this line over here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to minimize this and drag this down, and I'm going to change this to the color green, because I kind of want it to appear as grass, basically, right? That they're standing on top of. And then I'm going to bring them out, and then I'm going to position them forward because I want them to stand on the grass. Okay, so that's perfect. Okay, and again, we're going to keep this super simple. I'm going to make him a little big. Actually, make him big and make him pretty small and bring him over some. Okay, so that's the grass that they're standing on. They're beekeepers, which is great. Okay, so now I'm going to add a title to this book. So to do that, I'm just going to go to text. I'm going to go to add a heading, and I'm going to go to start typing my text. So I'm going to do gnome, and I'm going to make this at about a size 100 because it is for seniors. Okay, now I'm going to change the font. And one of my favorite fonts to use for coloring book size is the font called Ask Why. And this is the regular font. Now this font is available over on Creative Fabrica. I do have a subscription, so I don't have to pay to use this font. I can just download it for free. But this is the font that I'm going to use. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make this look like a font that's been colored in, because that's usually kind of what you see on the coloring books, right? So I'm going to go to Effects. I'm going to go to Splice. I'm going to change the offset to 0. And then I'm going to keep my thickness maybe to around 75. And the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color of the inside of this font from this gray to this really pretty, this blue here. Okay. And then I'm going to go here to text color and do white. Actually, I'm going to do black. And I'm just going to change the splice again. So I'm sorry, guys. Bear with me here. I'm going to take that down to, yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Like a 45. That looks better. Okay. All right, great. And then maybe I can change this to a white. Let's see. Let me change the effects, the thickness. Okay, I like the white a little bit better. So, okay, great. That looks pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to do gnome. And I'm going to do coloring book for, let's do non-coloring book. And I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. Okay. We'll do non-coloring book. Okay. And then we'll bring him up. We'll bring him up. We'll bring up the floor just a little bit more. Okay. And then I'll do the bottom for seniors. Guys, this is not my best work, but it's just a mini tutorial to show you how easy it is to create, you know, a decent looking coloring book cover in Canva. Okay. Okay, so this is for seniors. Okay, so I think it looks kind of cute. Okay, now we have this, and I think this looks kind of cute. So I'm going to try to center this just a little bit more. And then what I'm going to do is start adding some more kind of elements to this page or to this front cover to kind of make it look a little bit, to give it a little bit more pizzazz. So what I can do and what I'm going to do here is I'm kind of going to add some clouds to make a little sky. So I'm going to go over to elements and I'm going to do search for clouds. And let's see what kind of clouds that we can add here to kind of, maybe I can add this. Oh, that's kind of cute, but let's see how that works. No, I don't really like that. I just want some regular clouds here. So let's try this. Okay, like that. And then maybe put another little cloud over here. Okay, let's see what that looks like. And then maybe I can do just this plain white for the cloud over here. I actually do like that a little bit better. And all I'm doing is I'm just changing the outline from this to the black to white. I don't know why I didn't change the whole thing. That's weird, but let's remove this. Let's remove this. And let's just duplicate this one because I like the clear kind of cloud look with the coloring book. Yeah. Okay. All right, and so then what we can do is maybe add a tree or so, maybe back in the back, you know, since they're beekeepers. And I can probably add a sun. Let's see if I can find a sun. So maybe, let's see what looks like it would go. Maybe something like this. Okay, that looks kind of cute. Kind of cute. We're getting there. This is the fun of design. You can get really crafty as you want. Okay. Okay, so we got a little sun there, and then I'm gonna add a tree. Let's see. So I'm gonna type in tree, and I'm just still in elements. And let's look at this. Let's see what we have here. So I can maybe add like a little tree. I think that looks kind of cute. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to position, and I'm gonna send this tree backward. Because actually forward there, because I want them to be kind of, you know, to kind of be standing by the tree, you know, doing their beekeeper thing, and I think that looks kind of cute. Okay, there. And then maybe I can add some bees. So I'm going to go back to still on elements, and I'm going to type in bee, and I actually like this little guy here. So I'm going to add a couple of little bees here. Okay. And let's see, I can change his body from this kind of tannish color to the yellow because I think it pops. And then maybe I can add a couple of more little bees. And actually, I need to change him to, instead of this brown, I'm going to use black. That looks better, much better. So the brown, I'm going to change it to black. And then I can maybe add another little bee here. Okay. Okay, so this is just a basic, super basic coloring book cover that I've just whipped up into Canva. I would probably definitely do a lot of things different. One other thing that I am going to add is going to be a, let's see what else I can add. Some flowers maybe that you can put into the ground. So let's do flowers, and let's look at what we can add in here that look really cute. Let's see, so I can probably do something like this. put that over into the grass, you know, to make it look a little bit more festive, I guess. You can barely see them, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna enlarge this, and I think this looks okay. You know, it's not a bad looking coloring book design. It's actually not bad at all. Okay, so this is the cover of our KDP book, okay? Now, what I'm gonna do now, guys, is I'm gonna focus on the back cover of the book, which is this area, okay? Now, I've already created some text for this, so I'm not gonna just write everything from scratch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and go to text, and I'm gonna add a heading. I'm gonna go here, and this is the heading, and I should say seniors, they love gnomes and bees. So I'm gonna copy this, and I'm gonna paste this here. Okay, and this is gonna be the back cover, okay? And I'm going to change the font from Poppins to the Ask Wide regular font. Okay, now I'm going to have to go to here, and I'm going to make all of this capitalized because it wasn't initially. Okay, so I think that looks really cute. And then I'm going to grab this sun and kind of put this on the back of the cover here, right? I think that looks really cute. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some text. So I'm going to go to subheading, because this is a coloring book. You kind of want the font to be a little bit bigger. So I'm going to copy what I put here, and I'm going to paste this. Okay, keep you entertained while you color. You should check out our other coloring books that we have available for kids, toddlers, for kids, teens, and adults. Okay, this is if you have a coloring book line. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down just a tad, and then I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to bold this so that you can read it a little bit better. And then I'm going to actually probably change this font from white, from the black to white. Actually, I can keep it black. I think it looks a little bit better. You can see it better. Okay. All right. And then what I'm going to do lastly is I'm going to add a little bit of a logo down here, and then, you know, created by the XYZ Publishing Company, because I think that's just a nice little professional looking touch. And it is something that you do see on most coloring books and most books that people do publish on the Amazon KDP platform. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to elements. I'm going to go to text. I'm going to go to add a little body of text, and I'm going to add that down here at the bottom. And I'm going to do XYZ. This is the name of your publishing company, whatever it is, that goes here. And I'm actually going to change this font to keep in line with the branding and make that a 14. Okay. Then I'm going to bold this, and then we'll just find something that looks like a logo. So I'm going to go to elements, we'll type in logo, and let's see, this looks kind of like a little bit of a logo. So I'm going to put this here and put this next to, so I can bring this over just a little bit. So I'm going to bring this over, and I'm going to change this color to white because you can see it better. So the XYZ company name goes here. And then actually, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, maybe a 40 for this. Yep, I like it. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do to kind of, you know, make this back cover a little bit more fancy is I'll probably add in a tree limb with bees, or honeycomb, honey or something like that. No, what did I type in? Let's see, tree limb. Let's see, tree limb honey. No, I used something earlier because I was playing around with this. Here it is right here. And I can't think of the name of it, but this is a honeycomb, right? This is a honeycomb, And this is on a tree limb, and so I'm going to kind of add that into the picture down here. I'm going to flip this horizontally and just kind of add that as a nice little touch to the picture. I really don't have to. Actually, I can take it away. I don't really need it there. Okay, so this is our cover, guys. This is the front part of the coloring book, and this is the back side of the coloring book. Now you could add a spine here. I typically do not add spines to my books. I just kind of leave them as is. Now the final piece of this puzzle is that we're going to have to get a template from BookHow to make sure that everything is going to fall in line according to the specifications that we have for this book. So I'm going to go back over to BookHow, okay, and we're going to go up to the KDP cover template generator, and what this is going to do is it's going to send over a copy of one of these templates so that you can upload the PNG file to Canva, put it onto your book just to make sure, and put it onto your book to make sure that everything is falling within these red lines, because anything outside of these lines is going to be not visible. Okay, so what we're going to do is under the KDP cover template generator, we're going to do the width is going to be 8.5. The height is going to be 11. Remember, for right now, this is a 40-page coloring book, but whatever your pages are, if you have 180, that's what you want to put there. And we're not going to worry about all of this. We do want this as a PDF and PNG file. And then here's where you're going to put in your email address, and you're going to select to confirm that you want us to email you. Yes, I do. For right now, maybe next time. And then we're going to click continue. So BookHow is going to then, guys, send over a copy of the cover template to your email. Now I already have a cover, this specific cover that I use for all of my designs. So I'm just going to go over to uploads, but that's what you would do. When you get that cover, you get the PNG file, and you're going to upload this into Canva. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to 8.5 by 11. And as you can see here, this is basically the cover. But you know what? Let me just go ahead and go into my email to get this cover. So here's all of the covers and the things that they send to you. I'm going to just download the KDP paperback PNG because this is the correct one for the type of book that we're doing. Okay, so I don't want to confuse you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and go to uploads, upload media, and then I'm going to download this. Okay, this is the actual file. So I'm going to click open because I want to upload this into Canva. So here is the file over in Canva, and then we're going to pop this on over, and we're going to adjust this until we get to the edge of the book. Okay, and this is what it's looking like. So how you can tell if everything is going to be in line is, again, everything appears to be in line. Nothing is outside of these red lines. That's what you want. And then I'm going to reduce the transparency because I want to make sure that everything is lining up the way that it's supposed to. So this is actually perfect. I can't believe it. But as you can see, all of the designs and the elements are inside of the red line. Everything seems to be lined up pretty good. This is the middle of the book. This is perfect. This is for seniors. These are all of the characters. This is the back of the book, which looks really good. That's the publishing name. There's space for the barcode. So this is really, really good. So once you're done with making sure that everything is lined up, you can just delete this off of your book, and that's that. The final thing is going to be downloading this and making sure whenever you're downloading covers for the Amazon KDP platform, you want to make sure that you go to PDF print. Okay, so go to download as a PDF print. We're going to download this cover and we're going to just look at it to see what it looks like. But I think it turned out pretty cute. I mean, this is just a basic cover, but it's just to show you what's possible. Okay, look at that. That looks really, really cute, right? It's just a known coloring book for seniors. Here's the, the text. This is this, and this is the publishing company, and that is that. So listen, I hope that you guys learned a lot from this video tutorial. I just wanted to kind of show you guys the process that you would go through to, get started with publishing coloring books, the Amazon KDP platform. This is part 1 of the series where we've done our cover and our back cover for our coloring book. Now in video number 2 is actually where I'm going to show you guys how to create the actual interior file for the coloring book. So I'll see you guys in that video.